Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Evening, everybody. Evening, everybody. Or it's not evening where I am, so good night. Not good night. That's something you say when you're about to go to sleep. So, how are y'all tonight? There we go, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Pop, episode 15. Trailers galore. This episode is going to be heavily focused on a bunch of trailers we got this first 2 days. Secret Invasion from Sunday. Blue Beetle yesterday. Into the Spider-Verse today. And also, finally, the one and only, the most talked about trailer, the greatest movie of all time. Well, will be the greatest movie of all time, Barbie. And there's other things we're going to talk about today. And I haven't put in my description below, but okay. We're going to talk about live action Street Fighter movie, Shrek 5, and expanding that universe. I mean, we already kind of did expand that universe. And we're going to talk about something that I have not put in my description below, but Donald Glover coming back as Lando. Is that in the works? Is that happening? Are we getting him back? Okay. So, yeah. I don't know what order we're going to go in. We'll go with Secret. Well, you know what? We'll go Secret Invasion trailer first. Okay. Okay. If you see me, okay, we'll talk Secret Invasion trailer first. Okay, and my internet's going out. I'm sorry, there we go. Come on, connect. It's not unstable. Come on. So we got Secret Invasion. That's debuting June 21st. This year, obviously. And we got the trailer. Oh man, how are you going to talk about this? Almost. Man, come on. Okay, so Secret Invasion trailer came out this past Sunday, and it was good. I know, yeah, I know what. And invitations are sent. By the way, George, anybody's out to come on? I'm gonna put in. I only get put in one. I'm only gonna put in one. Okay, George, you could be invited. RJ, George, I'll put it here. I'll put it here too. In your group. I gotta let you all know. I don't want to go. Hey, RJ. Sorry to hear about your cousin. I hope for the best. I hope everything goes well. I hope. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping for your. I'm hoping for the best with your cousin. Seriously, it's reading that on Twitter on your. It's heartbreaking. I'm hoping for the best. Hey, George.
Hey, and yeah, I'm sending my prayers to
hmm
RJ and his family.
Yeah,
Take all the time you need, RJ. Um, but yeah, no, I'm praying for you and your family.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
really when that happens to family, it's a really sad situation.
yeah. I mean, we don't want.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we don't
like
want things like that.
especially like around a holiday,
Yeah,
because Easter's coming up, so like these things always like it's always tough, especially around a holiday.
it's a family holiday. Yeah, like when your family's meant to be together and something like this happens. Yeah, I remember like it sucked. It sucked 3 years ago during the pandemic where we couldn't, whether you're Jewish or non-Jewish, if you celebrate Easter or Passover, we couldn't spend time with our family around this time. It really does suck.
Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, no, I'll be thinking about you and your family, RJ.
hmm Take all the time you need. Uh, Take all the time you need. It's hoping. But yeah. Hey George. So I'm gonna try to end this at 12:30. As yeah, that's the worst part of it. It's the wait. That's that's the worst part about stuff like that. It's the wait, man. It's
Yeah, it's
So we're gonna try to entertain you. Hopefully the best for this. Um, try to make this is what we do. This is what this should be about. I'm gonna try to end this up between 12 and 12:30 because I'm gonna go sleep a little earlier because I'm going with seeing Mario like at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm really like 12:30 p.m. really like so I'm gonna try to get some sleep.
yes, same for me, especially because like tomorrow I'm definitely going to bed earlier because I got to go to work earlier on Thursday.
Yeah,
Even though there's no school on Thursday, I have holiday program, and then I have
yeah.
training right afterwards. So I have like holiday from 8 to 12:30. Then this is weird. I have like 2 hour break until I have to do a few hours of training.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for 2 hours though, because I'm not gonna go home since it takes quite a
Is
while
there
to get
anything?
home.
Is there any like I don't know like stores whatever around you can chill at? Like you can hang at, or just go to some stores just to do a look around. Basically.
The,
It,
there's like a cool dollar store. I bought some DVDs there. I bought La La Land and Kubo and the two strings recently, but the thing is like where I am on where I work on Staten Island, it's like one of those not bad neighborhoods, but it's not exactly like a stellar neighborhood.
oh, okay. Because I know it was like when college. When I went to college, I sometimes had like an hour or two where I had to wait between classes, and I got bored. And I just like the thing is, my college was downtown Toronto, so I could go to the stores downtown. I'm in downtown Toronto, but if you're not looking to, if there's nothing around, really, it's horrible. It's like it's horrible. But yeah, RJ, I understand. I understand. You gotta focus on yourself in this situation. Obviously, more important than YouTube. YouTube is a hob is should be a hobby, not a, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like,
the thing is, like, there are
mm,
so many more important things in life than YouTube. Like, I do this, not just as a hobby, but just to like talk to other people,
mm-hmm,
to just have fun. But like, there's always more important things going on. Like, I remember when my uncle when my uncle passed away like a couple of years ago. Like, it was like November 2021, and like it kind of just shook me because like I didn't really get along with him that much because like he was like in and out of jail a lot, and the stress that he would put
mm-hmm.
on some of the family members made me kind of resent him for a time. But like within the last year,
Yeah.
I was finally like getting along with him and like helping him with stuff. So like I kind of felt guilty by how I treated him. So like for like a month, I literally took off of YouTube and like social media and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because like I needed to clear my state of mind.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's stuff going on, if there's stuff going in real life, you gotta deal with that first. Always, always. And I know sometimes like YouTube is an escape from that. But sometimes there's too much
Yeah,
serious stuff in your real life that you can't use YouTube as an escape. You have to deal with it. Then you can get back on YouTube.
yeah.
But yeah,
Do what's best for you.
yeah,
That
obviously, yeah,
that's my advice.
yeah. So we're gonna talk trailers. I know you saw all four trailers, and
No, I didn't see the Barbie one, but I saw most of them.
oh, maybe I don't care. I'll get hit, but I'm gonna watch most of
I
it.
don't care about watching the Barbie trailer, to be honest.
Come
So
on, you're gonna love it.
like I'm not gonna see the movie. Like I've already decided I'm not gonna see the movie. There's too many movies coming out this year.
It
Barbie's my sacrifice for the year.
is mine too. Yeah. Did you watch my video on Barbie?
No, I didn't get a chance to. Work's just been kind of rough, and like I was focused on playing The
Blinded
Last
it.
of Us.
I mean, like I was joking around that video. Like
Like I'm actually making really good progress
I'm not
on Last of
saying
Us this time.
I'm not seeing Barbie in the theaters because Barbie is not my. It's not my. Well, I'm not part of that demographic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I already made the tough decision to skip out on Dungeons and Dragons despite the good reviews that's
Yeah.
getting because that was not really in the plans to go watch this year.
Yeah, I understand, RJ. But yeah, with Barbie, like I wouldn't be surprised if Barbie does well. I mean, it has like solid cast, but to me, I always said it doesn't matter who's in the movie anymore. It doesn't matter who stars in the movie. Hollywood, I say this: Hollywood stars don't draw anymore. And that belief is dead. It's about how good people just want to see the movie and ensemble stuff like that. It doesn't care. Like it says that I look the movie looks fun. It's supposed to be cheesy, campy, fun, Barbie. All this is that's the target. The target's audience is mostly for females, obviously, right? Young girls, and I bet you the offended man are gonna say, "Oh, that's woke." They're making. Oh, I'm kidding. Um, like I said, like I think it could possibly do well, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, what comes out in July? Like Oppenheimer. Like I'm going to see Oppenheimer instead.
Yeah,
I know Nolan hasn't been on his A game last few movies, but I still love his movies. I still enjoyed those movies, so I'd rather go see Oppenheimer. Trying to think, is there anything else that's coming out in July? I don't know what else is coming out in July, but I know June's going to be another
Mhm.
stacked because you got obviously Across the Spider Verse. I'm going to see Transformers. I think that the trailers look pretty good so far for that. I know not everyone's
Man,
gonna be excited for that film, but I am.
how
There's
could you like how could people be excited for that based on the reputation Transformers? Excuse me,
but
the
my thing is
hiccup.
like no, because Bay's not directing it. The Transformers actually look like Transformers.
Yeah.
I
Well,
and I thought Bumblebee was a step in the right direction. So I'm actually excited for Rise of the Beast. Then there's the Flash and Elementals, and then there's Indiana Jones.
and
Like
yeah,
5 movies I want to see.
well, Spider Verse too.
Well, I did mention Across the Spider Verse.
Okay, yeah, and that dropped today. So that you saw the trailer for that, right?
Yeah,
So,
that trailer was really good.
so it looks like I think Blind is right. I think I think the trailer kind of gave away what the plot might be, because apparently other Spider-Man, like this is it's basically a council of Spider-Man from different universes, right? Like there's like a web, I would say a huge web, a bunch of Spider-Man from different universes. You got all these different kinds of Spider-Man. Obviously Miguel O'Hara, the one Miles knows from his universe. You got like Spider Woman. You got like Spider Noir. You got Spider Man from everywhere, all that, and and they're basically Miles Morales. Obviously, we don't know what does something that they don't approve of. I don't know what it is. Obviously it's a multiverse movie, and I guess the
And
MCU is kind of canon.
it's kind of crazy because first of all, they brought up about Doctor Strange and that little
Yeah,
nerd. And like that's a reference to No Way Home. I feel like if there's a Spider-Man to be annoyed at, it would probably be the MCU Peter Parker.
yeah.
Because
I
I feel
think
like he was the one that screwed up the multiverse. Let's be real.
yeah. I want the question is who's he wanting to save? Is it like who is it? His father, mother. Like we don't know, obviously, and yeah,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
looks.
I'm not saying Across the Spider-Verse will be phenomenal. I think it will be phenomenal. I think what an interesting idea would have been if you wanted to tie into the MCU could have been have Miles like help protect like MCU Peter Parker from the Council of Spider-Man
Mhm.
for messing with the
Well,
multiverse.
hey, would they let them use Tom Holland like as a surprise cameo, just as for like 2 to 5 minutes, have his Spider-Man in it? If
I
they come
honestly
if
don't
they pretty
know.
much come if it's pretty much if the MCU is kind of canon with the Spidey Verse, but if right, if then why not? Why not, right?
But I mean, like the
Yeah,
trailer like looked very good though.
it looked fun. It looked fun, and you see Spot
I
at the beginning.
I will say the three comic book movies I'm high on this year are Guardians Volume 3, The Flash, and Across the Spider Verse. And so far, I've liked the trailers for these movies so far. I
Mhm.
just hope they live up to the expectation because I can be fine. I mean, while I wish Quantumanium was better, it is what it is. I enjoyed Shazam. I'll live if the Marvels and Aquaman 2 aren't that good. But those three movies to me, as long as those three movies are good, I'll be fine. And also, I know we haven't talked about it yet. The Blue Beetle trailer looks really good, and my expectations for Blue Beetle kind of grew more.
It looks
But yeah,
good. I just don't know. I just don't know if it's gonna make a lot of money. Like honestly, like it's
well, that's kind of how I
it's.
feel about Across the Spider Verse. I feel like Across the Spider Verse will be another
I
great
think it's
animated Spider-Man movie
mhm.
that will make a lot because it's coming out in a crowded June.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I
Well, Blue
know
Beetle isn't. Yeah.
I know like oh my don't do that, RJ.
Don't, yeah, but yeah, he's just a Grace Randolph.
Well. Here's the thing: the two YouTube movie critics that I trust the most are Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman, and they liked the Mario movie. They didn't say it was
Oh,
great, but they said it was
don't
enjoyable.
listen to Grace Randolph.
I trust. I know people don't say trust critics, but if there's like two critics that like whose opinions I think are genuine, it's Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns. because they have the same interests that I do.
Here's from I understand with this movie. If you like Mario in video games, you're gonna love this movie. If you know nothing but Mario or whatever, you're not gonna like this movie. And what's the one criticism about video game movies? It's not like a video game at all. Like,
Yeah. The thing is, like, I feel like this is gonna be one of those
and
movies where if you're a fan, you're definitely
yeah,
gonna like it,
it's
which is
not. It's
fine
not.
by me.
It's not gonna be one of those video games with a plot that's gonna make you think. It's not gonna be like Last of Us, which have a great plot. It's not gonna be like. It's gonna be
Yeah,
more.
like
It's
it's
a simple
Mario.
plot.
It's
Yeah.
Mario. Like, let's be real
What's
here.
what's
The
what's
Mario,
the plot of Mario? Save the princess from the Bowser, basically.
or either save your friends, and whether
Yeah.
it's because sometimes Luigi has to save Mario, sometimes Mario
Yeah.
has to save
It's not
Luigi.
complicated. It's not a complicated plot. I mean, if you've ever played the games, and like I'm gonna criticize Grace here because she hated them. She basically said on Twitter that it was the worst movie she's ever seen, and she basically said she's never played Mario or is into Nintendo. And I'm like,
See, Grace Randolph, I don't like. Even if I did trust movie critics, I wouldn't trust Grace Randolph's opinion because she said Morbius was great last year, but yet she was more critical towards Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, that movie had its problems, but
it's 1,000 times better than Morbius.
yeah, and like I know she also praised Wonder Woman 1984, but was like tough on the Suicide Squad.
And by the way, the people saying that the critics' reviews for Rotten Tomatoes was under 50, was 48%. It's starting to go up.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go see the movie and make an opinion. I feel the critics were way off with Shazam: Fury of the
Yes, I
Gods.
do.
So like,
Yeah.
and the thing is that I know that the excuse that it's for the fans it sometimes is weak and doesn't like always is a good thing. But at the end of the day, like not every movie is going to be an artsy, fantastic film. There are just some movies that if you're a fan, you're gonna like it. I mean, this past Sunday, I recently reviewed the 1986 Transformers animated film, and I said I liked the movie a lot. I enjoyed it, but again, I was a fan of that Transformers cartoon, and I did say if you're not a fan of the show, you may just find this movie to be meh or not that great.
That's exactly. But here's
So
the thing.
yeah, like because I'm a fan of the cartoon and I
Here's
enjoyed it,
I
I gave it a
know
positive
this.
review.
Here's the thing. I know this is a movie, but I'm not. And obviously, we're not playing. But I'm not going into this. I'm actually gonna go see this movie like it's a video game. Honestly.
But it's like I'm gonna go see the movie to have fun.
Yeah, have fun. See it as a video. I'm not expecting like a ad to be nominated for a Golden Globe Award, man. Like come on. Like what? Award? It's not. I don't expect to be like an award-winning film. It's just a fun film. That's going to be for a very popular. I say the most popular video game brand character of all time, like Mario. I want to say arguably, I say unanimously is number one because everybody knows who Mario is, and I'm telling you, this is going to kick ass in Asia. Okay, it's gonna make a lot of money in Asia.
Oh yeah, especially in Japan. Like,
Yeah,
no, it's gonna make a lot of money.
and she got caught. She got caught with something very like could be considered racist, and she doesn't know. You know how Mario turns into a cat in one of the games, right? One of the games she turns into a cat. She calls it a fairy. Oh, maybe it's something in Asia because I like cats, so I think it's a fairy or something.
God, she's so stupid. Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this woman? Oh my God, like
you know what? All she has to do is play one Mario game to understand it. Understand Mario. That's it.
I'm not gonna say this to try to be mean or anything, but it's like like for all the time she spends in that apartment of hers, like the least she can do is like play a video game, like a Mario video game, to actually understand the freaking material.
It's not even that. It's not even that hard, right? Like Seriously,
or just watch a Mario walkthrough if you don't want to
yeah.
take the time to play the games. Like, there's so many
He's just putting it.
walkthroughs of all the Mario games on YouTube.
And they basically have the same plot.
Like,
Well, they have like the same plot.
I just don't get the mindset of this woman. I really don't. It's like she simmed for Wonder Woman 1984, criticized the Suicide Squad.
She got
She
everybody's
simped
hopes
for
high for Wonder Woman 84. I remember she got everybody's hopes high for that film,
oh
right?
yeah,
Remember?
she simped for Morbius, but like Gate was like mixed on Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. And the other thing is she's a flip flopper because despite the mixed reviews she gave Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, when she did like an MCU ranking like back in November after Wakanda Forever came out, she all of a sudden changed her opinion on Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah,
So it's like the woman's very inconsistent.
yeah, she is.
Like I just don't get her. And the thing is, I don't get why people still watch her and trust her word on stuff.
Well, here's advice everybody's listening to this, or people are going to listen to this on the replay. If Grace Randolph likes a movie, then the movie is bad. If Grace Randolph hates the movie is good. So basically, opposite.
It's just
Hey, Tony.
the set like. I mean, I know I like to make fun of John Campia, but honestly, I feel like Campia, like if you want like a big movie talk channel of someone who seems like a genuine fan, I go to John Campia. And there's other
Yeah.
like big YouTube channels like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns where like the reviews are more fun and interesting to watch.
Hmm.
And like they are genuine fans. Like Chris Stuckman actually played so many Mario games.
Yeah, I
And
can see
and
what.
get by the way, Chris Stuckman's got his own movie coming out, so it's like I don't know. The Grace is just she's just so weird.
Yeah, and it's weird, man.
I mean, I remember like Matt Jarbo used to say stuff about Grace, and it's like, you know what? Jarbo was right.
Mm-hmm. Look, Blind will tell you this. Blind Bill like tells me all the time, every time I'm on stream, or that Grace has when she comes to reviewing TV shows, movies, if they're video game based on adaptations of video games, she knows nothing. She doesn't know anything. You can tell
Clearly, she
she's never
doesn't.
played. Yeah, like her, she doesn't. Like Blind will tell you about Last of Us. About Last of Us, when she reviews Last of Us, she knows nothing. Nothing. Her video game knowledge is she doesn't have video game knowledge. Like
The
anybody could learn Mario in a few hours.
the thing is, like, even if you don't play video games, you can take the time to watch a
Yeah,
walkthrough of The Last of Us or any Mario game to understand the source material of what you're
yeah.
about to watch and review.
I mean, Last of Us is like more depth because it has more depth to the story. But Mario you get like that. It's like the simplest plot ever.
Is Campia dressing up as
Well, he
if
said I think he said he's going to see it tonight. Is that what
he
he said?
does
Wario.
if he does, I'm gonna use that as my avatar when I go on streams for a while.
Tony, you're not in, buddy.
I'm not gonna be seeing Mario until probably at least Monday, so I really don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to see it. I'm looking forward to my few day vacation coming up. I'm gonna need it after Thursday because I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna be tired as heck after Thursday.
Yeah. So what's, let's talk Secret Invasion. So we got Secret Invasion, and the Secret Invasion dropped at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, Tony, I won't be around tomorrow, so okay. Well, I'll have a more
Yeah, I'm
review
going.
when I get home.
I'm going a bit early tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be on doing any
Yeah.
streaming tomorrow.
So we saw Secret Invasion. It makes it sound like it's a Samuel L. Jackson uh, last go around as Nick Fury in the MCU. The way they kind of
Uh,
introduced the trailer to us.
yeah,
Like I don't know if he'll die because like everybody thinks when somebody is leaving the MCU they have to like die. I don't know why they have that. See, belief. I mean, it's not just for the MCU. It's actually for Arrowverse too, and a lot of other stuff. Not just comic book stuff. For other things, the way to kill off a character is always, oh, have him die. No, you don't need to do that. Or, but
I am gonna probably see Air as well during my week off to Grassy.
I don't need to see her. I know what the movie's about.
No, I want to. I'm curious. I want to see it. I like Ben Affleck as a director.
It's just a simple.
And
I know the story of Air Jordans. I'm sorry. I know the story.
but yeah, I'm gonna see that instead of Barbie because I'm curious. I want to see like Ben Affleck's newest film. I love Argo. Like Argo is probably my favorite film of his. I know people prefer The Town, but I love Argo the most. As far as the Secret Invasion trailer goes, yeah, it looks like it's probably like it could be Nick Fury's. Oh, Nick Fury's ending. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson seems like he's always open to continuing in the MCU. He's one of the few that's very open about how much he enjoys being in it and wants to continue doing it. But he's been around for a long time as well.
Oh, he's no spring chicken. He's like almost 70. I think he's like.
He's over 70. He's like,
Oh yeah,
but yeah, he still wants to play Mace Windu again.
74 years old. Super Skrull. Yeah, he's no spring chicken, man. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like it's a spy thriller, basically espionage. You don't know who you can trust, double agents, triple agents, whatever. Who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull. It makes you think like because in the past Marvel's Disney Plus, most of them we know who the villains are. They pretty much give us an idea who the villains are, right? In this show, we don't know who really the villain is because they could be anybody. Really, anybody could be the villain because they're shapeshifters, right? And that's what I like about this. I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Yeah, it looks like a combination of Winter Soldier
Mhm.
and like a science fiction
Yeah.
show. So it definitely, I think, will catch a lot of attention. It definitely looks like it's gonna be one of the darkest MCU shows, which I think Marvel needs for its shows. I mean, after She-Hulk, like
It depends on the tone of the show, right? And every show needs to. Bodies, no.
well, I
Not
mean,
every
I had no problem with She-Hulk being a comedy, but it was cringe comedy.
But that's She-Hulk.
But even
That's
then,
her.
it just was not funny.
Body Snatchers. I know Fontaine's back in this. She's back in this. She's back. She's been in a lot of stuff lately. This leads to the Marvels. Obviously, that's why they have to release it this year because of the Marvels movie. There's a connection there. Emilia Clarke plays the daughter of Talos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this show is gonna make you think, okay, who's really who? Who's really who? Right? Who is infiltrated Shield, infiltrated all this. All this. I don't care if
And
somebody doesn't like me. The problem with Skrulls is the problem with what with Marvel did to Skrulls is it kind of changed it up a little bit. They made Talos a good guy when Talos is actually technically a villain.
yeah, I can see that, like, obviously being a problem. The other
Yeah,
thing is I feel like this is going to be a connected MCU show, but in an interesting way.
I
So you
mean,
got like Rhodey in there, you have like Martin Freeman's character in there.
Oh, I think Martin Freeman's character's in it. And Rhodey's
Yeah,
in
he
it. He
was
was
in
in
the
the
trailer,
trailer. Yeah,
which I find interesting because last time we saw him in Wakanda Forever,
he was
he was,
arrested.
yeah, but like the Wakandans saved him, so like I
Yeah.
would assume he's taken asylum in Wakanda.
Oh, well, Fontaine, her character's in it. His ex wife is in this show too. I know that. Don Cheadle's in it. In this, so War Machine's in it, and I mean, and yeah, Martin Freeman's Everett Ross is in it. I I feel like so.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a very interesting show.
Yeah, I feel like this. I feel like the Skull Queen is trying to get involved, where somebody's like, you have to get the Skull Queen involved in this.
I just wonder, you think this can connect to New World Order in any way?
Maybe, possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if Fontaine connects the New World Order and Thunderbolts. Like
I I
she's
feel like
Fontaine is the Amanda Waller. Doyle, she's the Amanda Waller of the MCU.
yeah, because it feels like I feel like the more
Yeah,
grounded stuff is gonna tie in.
yeah.
Like I feel like New World Order is gonna tie to Thunderbolts.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm very curious, like, and I know this is Secret Invasion is gonna tie into Armor Wars apparently.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's probably rumor like Ultron's coming back. Why? Because they want to redeem him. Because they screwed up on him. Why? Don't need to bring Ultron back.
Well, I the thing is, like, I wouldn't mind seeing Ultron back. I just feel like they can
Mhm.
do it better, and just don't repeat Ultron. Like I don't know, because like so much has happened since the events of Age of Ultron, and if Ultron, like, let's just say like the remnants of Ultron's like in an AI or like in a robot somewhere, give him a new motivation after what's transpired. Like, because like I assume like his data, if his data is still around, it definitely would not get wiped from the snap, and you probably saw what happened to the world. Like, have it tie into what happened to the world after the events of Infinity War,
Yeah.
and like give him like either like give him like a new motivation or something. I don't know what it would be, but give him something new.
I wonder how much Jonathan Major's situation affects the whole saga right now.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
that those texts do not look good. They really don't. Those are real leaked texts. They do not look good because the multiverse saga. Okay, you got all the people who are gonna be involved in, right, wherever actors involved, right? Like from on the hero standpoint, but the most important character is really Kang, because Kang is the main villain of the whole saga, right? All different versions of Kang. So Jonathan Majors is the most important actor of the multiverse saga because he's playing Kang, and
That's true.
I wonder how this whole situation is, right? Like,
I would say, like, because there's so many more questions than answers with the Jonathan Majors
mhm.
situation. Um, I don't know. I don't think they should delay Loki, but it's But the thing is, I don't know what Kang's next appearance is going to be after Loki season
Supposed to
2
be
because
Loki.
I have a feeling they wanted to have Kang appear
I
in another project or two before Kang Dynasty.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe an appearance in Deadpool.
That's why I mean Deadpool is being heavily hinted at being a multiverse
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Deadpool.
also the other thing is like what mid or post credit scenes do you want Kang to be in?
Mm-hmm.
So they really gotta make it they this whole thing needs to get cleared up, or at least they need to get some answers to make a decision.
Yeah.
Because the thing that Marvel does not want, you don't want a trial circus like DC had to deal with Amber Heard last year.
They're not going to like abandon Kang in the multiple saga because of
Yeah.
the situation. If it's bad at this, they're just going to be cast out, and they might have to delay the saga a bit. Like they're probably going to do anyway.
Well,
If
let's be
you,
real here. There are rumors they were going to do that anyways. Like they
yeah,
want to do
yeah,
Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange
but
3.
but but Degrassi Campia talked about this. If the writers go on strike, which is highly likely, and the directors go on strike and the actors guild go on strike, that could really affect the whole industry as a whole, and MCU could be affected big time. The DCU, everything could be affected. And that may like possibly put everything on hold for whenever a deal gets done. So, because like if you're currently writing a script for a Marvel movie or a DC movie and they go on strike, you probably cannot write that script. Or you can't. Let's say, for example, Marvel. Say you're filming a DC movie or Marvel movie, and sometimes they adjust the script right while they're filming, right? But if they're filming it and they go on strike, you probably cannot film anymore. The writers, you can't film anymore. The
Eh,
filming will have to be the filming will have to be either basically postponed until a deal gets done, or or the studio might cancel. You might have a Justice League Mortal situation. Some
well,
stuff.
also remember the writer's strike affected a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Like
and this
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen is like the most popular victim of that, but also Quantum of Solace.
yes,
That film suffered massively
and
because of the writer's strike.
and Degrassi's told me. Like Degrassi's told me this one might be even worse because this is from Campia's video. It has something to do with streaming services and the fear of AI taking over writing and concepts and stuff like that. Because the writers used to write for 20 episodes, and now they mostly all streaming is like 8 or 9 episodes, and they want to be they probably get a little. They want to be paid a little bit more for that for services. I don't know exactly the detail, but for AI, they don't want AI to take the jobs away, right? Because you don't want look, AI is amazing technology, but if you really think about it, AI could take jobs. Not many. Not there wasn't any. I don't remember any streaming. What was it? What streaming web? Who was the only streaming platform back then during that strike? Netflix? I don't even remember Netflix back then. I mean, I know Netflix was around, but I think it was there. I think they had a different service, right? They're more like I don't remember. Where did
The thing is, like, streaming was not really big
yeah
back then.
yeah yeah
So look at it now, where like you have all these companies that have streaming services.
So the thing is, I'm interested to see if Comic Con, if there's a strike, writer strike, what happens at Comic Con? Can they announce movies and who's going to be in the movies? Can they announce directors? Can they do all that if there's a strike with all the three guilds? Because they really all three guilds are basically in a coalition with each other. The writers, directors, and writers. The actors, directors, and writers are in a coalition with each other. They all support each other. So can they announce? If they're on strike? Will they announce anything at Comic Con? Would Comic Con be like not worth watching this year? Or yeah, there were no upfronts. You're barely right. Yeah. Yeah, doesn't Warner Brothers usually have an upfront this year? Because last year they had like upfront, I think around this year. Yeah. Like it's and John Campea is right. Like I'll defend John Campea is right. This has not gone a lot of a lot uh John Campea said in this on the video that a lot of people have not been talking about it. And that's scary. That's scary because this is the biggest thing, the most dangerous thing that could happen in Hollywood because it did cripple in 2007, 2008, 2009. It did really cripple the movie industry, the entertainment industry. And
Yeah, it hurt a lot of films that were supposed to be a lot better than they really were.
yeah.
I mean, Quantum of Solace, like that film was like the biggest victim
Hmm.
because you're coming off like what was considered by many to be one of the best Bond movies, and then all of a sudden this garbage happens.
Okay, Arkham. The writing strike is being voted next week, and if it passes, they're gonna go on strike once the deal ends. The director and acting guild, SAG, and the directors guild, their contract doesn't expire till June. Till June. Okay. They're all three different unions, but they kind of in a coalition work together. Except the writer strike, if they vote tomorrow, next week to go strike, there'll be a strike, and they can still negotiate. They can avert a strike, obviously, like in all union collective bargaining stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, someone's
exactly.
got to make the decision on
Yeah,
how to end it.
yeah, and
And you,
they're on the same side. They're on the same side from from a creative standpoint. They're on the same side. Yeah. Like any typical, I'm into sports. I know how collective bargaining agreements work, man. We went through a baseball lockout last year, man. 10, 11 years ago, we had an NBA lockout. I'm sure you
oh,
remember
I
that.
remember that. Yeah, I remember the lockout.
And I'm sure when you were younger, and I was younger, you remember the shortened season, 98, 99, when they played 58 games. That's when
Oh,
the Knicks went to the finals. You remember that, right?
oh, that season that
Yeah.
was. I don't think they even had an All-Star game that year.
Mm-mm. And hockey has two of them in the last 20 years. And Degrassi, I know you remember the 94 strike in baseball. Oh, Degrassi, you probably know a lot of strikes and lockouts in baseball during your time because there was a lot of them in baseball over the years. Like, really, really. I know how they work, man. I know how they work. Here's the thing about sports strikes or lockouts. It's really millionaires. Like, it's billionaires. That's what it is. You got rich people fighting other rich people.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it is. Millionaires versus billionaires. But yeah, so all the stuff we're being excited for that's being announced. Be excited now because if they agree to this strike, they vote and passes, and the other two follow, you're gonna have a very, very possible very quiet summer.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, this is all happening. This writers thing,
Mm-hmm.
like during like filming of Captain America: New World Order, other like movies.
Here's the thing: a writer can still write a script, even if they're on strike. You just can't give it to a studio because that'll be kind of picking. What's it called? A scab. Right? A scab, basically. You just can't you could say you could probably write a script for if you want to write a script for a movie or an idea and you want to give it to the studio. If you're labor agreements on strike, you can't give it until there's a deal in place, or you want to be a scab and you probably be pretty much blacklisted.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
that's a no.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You could write like I could write a script right now, right? I could write a script right now. I'm not a member of a writers guild, but I could write a script right now. But if I'm a member of writers guild and I'm writing a script, I can't give I'll wait till there's agreement in place and give it to the studio.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. Like if I think he'll vote against it, right? I mean, he would vote for the creative because James Gunn is a creative. Is it more on the creative side? So I think it supports all the creatives, So I think he'll vote for the strike because I think that's what I think. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's not gonna cost him his job, right? It's just a good crest. I mean, like the relationship might be a little damaged, but they can repair it.
Yeah, it doesn't like
Yeah.
gone like sour.
Yeah. It doesn't in sports all the time, right? Like in sports, when you don't, I love my older until there's a strike.
I still remember the NBA lockout season, and like that actually did affect a lot of players because some players came in not in perfect shape.
It does because they're not allowed to use team facilities.
Like remember that was the season after the lockout. Derrick Rose tore his ACL.
You think so?
I think that might have played a role in because Derrick
Yeah.
Rose he suffered a lot of minor injuries that year that kept him like in and out a lot.
Because they don't, because they're not, I mean, they're rich. They probably could find some other ways to keep in shape. Sometimes keeping in shape is on their part. You don't have to, like, the team doesn't, like, in the off season, the team is not fully responsible for keeping you in shape all the time. That's really on your end, right? But you're allowed to use team, but if you're on strike or in lockout, you can't really use team facilities, right?
Yeah, you can't like honestly.
Not
I have no
all of them,
idea.
not all of them have to go on strike, but
But the thing is, like during the strike, you saw players that were
yeah.
free agents that don't really have an official team unless they told that team ahead of time, "I'm going to come back."
Yeah, not all of them have to go on strike, but since all three of them are they support each other, the most likely to go on strike. Yeah, exactly. That's Degrassi. That's right. But yeah, I mean, sometimes athletes are responsible to get in shape their own. The team is not responsible sometimes, but that's the off seasons are for.
But I would implore that each of these directors or like producers, like people in charge, like make sure like you're ready to go when
Mhm.
this whole thing eventually does get resolved.
Man,
I mean, the thing is, the timing of this is bad because we just got through a bunch of delays due to this pandemic.
yeah, I think a lot of streaming stuff came through the pandemic, right? Especially in 2020 and early 2021.
Yeah,
I mean, they were going that direction of streaming anyway, but they had to like put stuff on streaming that most of the studios did not want to put on streaming, right? Obviously, Wonder Woman 84 was not meant to be on streaming. Obviously, the Warner Brothers movies for 2021 was not intended for streaming, but some studios had no choice because they wanted to get some stuff out. And a pandemic, I think, Degrassi, do you think a pandemic is the reason for this? It really hurt. The pandemic definitely hurt Hollywood.
it did because of the
It hurts everybody.
delays, the money that movies did not make.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
definitely hurt the pandemic.
Because, yeah. They had no attention to bring a lot of. I see, I see. But I didn't want to make this. I didn't want to make this a Debbie Downer kind of stream because it
Yeah,
does sound
no.
like it does sound like
Uh,
a very depressing topic.
I mean, what
Hmm.
other trailers came out? Like Blue Beetle came out, right?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Blue
Yeah,
Beetle.
we gotta talk about Blue Beetle, like at least. Yeah, because this was the surprise trailer, in my opinion. The movie looks really good.
Yeah. It, um, it looks fun. It looks like to be fun. George Lopez, Batman's a fascist. Like
Oh
stuff we've been
my!
so worked up about.
The thing is, here's the thing. I don't see it as political. I see it more so George Lopez playing the stereotypical wacky uncle of the family that has
Mm.
the weird political beliefs.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. I can see Mr. Kennel, who had a flip out on stream with Jeremy yesterday. Like
Yeah,
I
like a
guarantee,
breakdown.
I
Yeah, like a
guarantee
nervous
you,
breakdown.
if if he had made a joke saying Wonder Woman is woke or something like that, or some other character was woke, he would have like laughed because George Lopez is playing an anti woke uncle.
Yeah.
He would have been like, "See, this is funny. This is gonna trigger those SJWs." So like here's the thing. I like the thing that kills me is like Ryan Kittle's rant where he kind of said like 20-something-year-olds that can't afford to do this and that. I know I know some 20-year-olds that can afford to do things with their lives, to
Hmm.
go places that aren't even the movies, that are more expensive than the movies. Like and again, like the comment about them dressing as like furries or something with their profile pictures. I think even Jeremy was kind of like, "Oh wow!"
Hmm.
Like I noticed Jeremy was pretty quiet during that stream.
You know what's funny? I think I think Rhino cannot believes the bullshit spews. I secretly think Jeremy doesn't.
No, Jeremy. I think Jeremy trolls. It's
Yeah.
kind of why I don't really get offended by what he says because I feel like he trolls at this point.
Hmm.
I mean, the dude has admitted he loves Last Jedi. He's admitted that he voted for Barack Obama at least once.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see. I didn't know. I didn't see it. Uh,
Like I don't trust Kittle on no, not Kittle. I don't trust Jeremy to be truthful. I think he likes to troll. It's Kittle though that I think has gone warped in his beliefs.
oh yeah, yeah,
Like he has
yeah.
let anger consume him. I mean, this is the same dude that complained about the Batman having only two morally good white characters.
And also, oh yeah, yeah, that, and also doing it at the George Floyd Memorial that he did on tape. I mean, he could videotape. I mean, yeah, he basically videotaped it and uploaded to his channel. The guy is a bigot and a racist. You could tell. Like, it's one.
Well, the thing is, he's not. It's not even about him being anti woke at this point because there are people that are anti woke but aren't really like racist or like bigots. Like
Yeah.
some of them just do it to troll, or like they just don't like the pandering message. Kittle, on the other hand, like good lord,
No, I didn't have an issue with the scared voice.
I feel like Kittle.
Why did people compare it to Iron Man? Like, why? Because
Well,
it's
I think they're comparing the voice of the AI to the female voices for Friday
Karen.
and Karen, like Karen and Friday.
Yeah. Like, who cares?
I had no problem with that. Speaking of Iron Man, I will say
I
there
see
was
such.
one
I
part of
see
the
such.
trailer.
I see that stupid people tweeting about. Oh, they're gonna this. Blue Beetle's gonna be their DC's bug hero compared to Spider Man. I'm like, what? Who cares?
I will say there was that one scene in the trailer where, like, when he's got the suit on, he's flying up in the sky.
Hmm.
That reminded me of Iron Man.
Oh, do you know Digital Carlos? You know him. He made a stupid tweet. Oh, they're copying Marvel when when Blue Beetle cut the bus in half because of Doctor Strange. He did the exact same thing in Multiverse of Madness. Oh, they're copying Marvel. I'm like, yeah, I don't think Marvel invented cutting a bus in half.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like people think directors or studios created stuff. It's like, well, I mean, like I don't want to bring him up because we're talking about Blue Beetle, but you know that certain fan base
Yeah.
thinks that that certain director created all this stuff when it's been done before he came along.
Yeah, but you don't watch anything else.
So, like in the case of Marvel, it's like the only thing that I really saw that they kind of took from Marvel was kind of how like Blue Beetle's just in the sky, like flying, and then he falls
Mhm.
down, not knowing how to like because it reminded me of the first Iron Man film.
Yeah.
But honestly, I will say this: I think DC has more has put a lot more effort into their visual effects than Marvel has.
Here, Arkham. Here's a problem. It's you're based off like here's the issue, Arkham. That I always talk about. Don't go off everything about the trailers. Trailers deceive you, man. Okay, they're deceiving. Okay, I know what they're intended for. I know they release trailers, but they're really deceiving. Like it's just don't judge a movie book by its cover. By you never know because in the movie you might see it actually have a personality. You never know. Remember, this is only the first trailer, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Trailers are. I don't take trailers seriously. Okay. That's weird. um.
And I saw someone like retweeted the thing about Kindle that you brought up.
Do you follow Officer Martinez?
I
Twitter.
my my old Twitter account did because I mean I still use my old Twitter account to like kind of retweet my links,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think my new one, the one that I've been using more often. I think I found. Let me see. I think I found the account. No, that's a different account. Oh man.
I like Officer Martinez and Chief Mackenzie, whatever his name is. You know they get their make accounts based off the characters from the Batman is hilarious. I was get to okay. Uh let's see what's going to talk about.
But you know, the Blue Beetle trailer I thought was really good. Um, it's interesting to see George Lopez in a superhero film.
Yeah, it's
The
gonna be
thing
hilarious.
is, to me, this is going to be the real test of DC's box office because Shazam and The Flash are coming out in what I consider to be two competitive months with so many movies coming out. Blue Beetle's coming out in an August where the only competition you have is an animated Ninja Turtle movie, and Ninja Turtles, as cool as they are, they're not big box office draw.
No.
So you have a pretty good chance to make money. And this comes out like August 18th. So it's like the middle of August. And like the
Yeah.
film will still be in theaters probably like the first couple weeks of September. And September is usually a week movie month.
September
So
is, yes.
I can see Blue Beetle doing well. But again, the word of mouth needs to be very strong.
It's telling if the Flash doesn't do well, Blue Beetle won't do well. And I'm not saying because they tie into each other. I'm just saying because Flash is 1,000 times more popular than Blue Beetle. And if that movie doesn't do well, there's no way Blue Beetle's gonna do well.
Yeah, but I can see the Flash relying on nostalgia for
It is relying on
trailers.
nostalgia. It is relying on nostalgia, man. You put Batman in there. If you put Batman in a film, people are gonna go see it, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I'm Batman.
exactly. Like, it's. I think that's the only reason they wanted to put Batman in it because they're afraid. They're afraid. So yeah, you know what? Let's put Batman in it. It's gonna be like, or at least 2 Batman in it. But what else is to talk about? Okay, I think Don Glover might be returning as Lando.
Oh yeah, I just heard about that.
So, what would you like to see Lando in? A Disney Plus show, or well, it most likely would be a Disney Plus show, right? Or
Well, my thing is, I did like him in Solo. I feel like there's so many Star Wars shows at this point, though.
excuse me.
It's like I'm gonna be honest. I feel kind of burnt out from Star Wars shows.
Hmm. I mean, it's finally good we're taking kind of a break from Marvel shows because the next Marvel show is June, right? And the last one was She-Hulk. It's almost a full year since we got a Marvel show. But with
Yeah,
Star Wars, from Andor to Mando, yeah, it's uh, I think he'll probably get his own show because I don't know if they do like Solo 2.
no, they gonna do a Solo too. Because one thing that Jeremy says that's correct. Solo lost money.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I don't think there's a need for Solo 2. Uh, and that movie was divided among a lot of among the Star Wars fan base. Like people didn't feel like Han Solo character should not be played by somebody else besides Harrison Ford. But the thing is, a young Han Solo would not look like Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
And- right? And I don't think we needed Yeah, we all do, Donovan.
yeah. I mean, we did address it earlier in the stream, though.
Sorry. I don't know. I'm yawning. I'm trying to fight it.
You know, I'm like tired. Like I'm trying to stay awake.
Is it mirrors? You get tired. You get more tired once the weather gets warmer.
It could be that. Like, here's the thing. Like, I know, like, I'm gonna have to change my when summer comes because of my work hours. I'm gonna have to change my
Mhm.
streaming schedules, my like sleep hours. Like, I'm not gonna be able to be doing as many streams during the week as I have been like for months.
You know what, DeGrasse? We never got a follow up on what's going to happen with Darth Maul from Solo and Amelia Clark's character. Like, do you have any plans for them?
That was like one of the best parts of Solo.
Yeah, but don't they have to like kind of like capitalize on that, like continue that, find some way to work that in? Like, seriously, they gotta find a like. I want to know how because we want to know how Darth Maul came back because apparently like he survived, right? He survived in
Yeah, somehow Palpatine survived. That was the laziest
yeah.
line ever.
They need to find a way to bring him back, or to find a way to continue Darth Maul and Solo's X.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love
We
to see
need,
more Darth Maul.
yeah, we need to see a C-3PO and R2-D2 movie. I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Really? See, that's the problem. See, if they did in the comics, that's an issue. They should not have done it in the comics. Because people don't read comics. Like, people don't read all the comics, right? And when you show them on screen first, like that, you find you can't really do it in the comics. You have to kind of show them in another form of media, but that's not comic related. Yeah. So you see, me and Blinded have like talks about Palpatine. If he did all his clothing stuff, that he's been working, for the first manipulating, scheming, creating the first order, all that stuff, cloning, and obviously in Rise of Skywalker, we see him come back as a clone. He has to see his we have to see his death, right? Right at the beginning. You have to see his death in order to do that, right? Like, because I believe like Anakin could see in the future, and I believe if Anakin could saw in the future, right? Wouldn't Palpatine be able to see his future? Could he foretold his death? But the Blind brought up a good point. If he could foretold his death, he wouldn't have stopped Darth Vader from killing him, or he wanted Darth Vader to kill him, or he had to plan it that he had. See, it doesn't make sense. Did he plan? I'm trying to get here, George and Degrassi. Like, did he know about his death beforehand, and he made sure to have all these plans, contingency plans?
You gotta remember, like his story about Darth Plagueis the Wise, and
yes,
like he probably learned how to cheat death.
Yes.
So he probably found a way to cheat death, like through cloning or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know people were really, really pissed off when it was Palpatine. when Rey was a Palpatine. So technically, Rey is a product of a clone, right? Because I believe Palpatine's kid, Rey's mother and father were technically clones of Palpatine. I don't think they were birthed by birth.
Good. Okay, because can you see Palpatine just
no.
Oh,
no, I think they were clones.
Jeremy Johns made a joke saying did Palpatine look like this or like this when Palpatine was all white and pale?
Yes, let's go to bed together.
It's like the Force is strong.
No.
With you.
Hey, you know what? With all this, that might explain. In Mandalorian and all this other stuff that's going on in the Disney Plus shows, they might be exploring kind of Rey's origin a bit. If that's the case, if her parents are clones, well, one of them has to be a clone, right? Not both of them. That'd be disgusting. That'd be incest. I think I don't know if that'd be a form of incest. I'd be like Palpatine. but I think we're kind of maybe we're seeing that a little bit here with Mandalorian. With all this clothing stuff in the first. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Harry Pothead.
If I wasn't so busy, these next upcoming days, I would have done a stream on it. Maybe I will do a Harry Potter stream next week, and also share ideas of what I think they could do instead of a reboot if they want to keep the franchise alive.
The Cursed Child?
Not Cursed Child. Some of the ideas that I had that I shared the other night. Because I feel like the thing is with Harry Potter, you can do Harry Potter prequels. You got to make it what people are interested in. I think people would be interested in learning about how Voldemort created Horcruxes. I think people will be interested in learning about James and Lily, Sirius and Remus when they were in school and fighting against Voldemort in the First Wizarding War.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Dumbledore. I think maybe exploring Dumbledore's. And I get that's what Fantastic Beasts tried to do for the second half of the trilogy.
Fantastic Beasts is basically Dumbledore's story.
But the thing is, it's they spent so much time on Newt and all this other stuff that it kind of lost interest because the interesting stuff became the Dumbledore stuff. Yeah, it should have just been a Dumbledore franchise or series.
Mm-hmm. And this guy has never seen anything Harry Potter related, so he has no idea what we're talking about. I'm kidding. Yeah, see, the thing is, when I saw Fantastic Beasts 3, I'm like, I know that's the last movie, but I'm like, you can't end the Fantastic Beasts in that movie, man. You still got to continue Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Now that, oh, spoiler alert, now that their pack is broken, because remember, we made a pact where they can't fight each other, but now it's broken. I mean, you can't just end it like that, man. Like, we know what happens to Grindelwald, but like, we want to see like what happens to Grindelwald. We know he gets locked up in the tower, right? Like, that's in the book, and that's also he has. I think he has a Deathly Hollows for a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, because of how poor they did in the box office compared
Yeah,
to the other Harry Potter films, they perceive that as people don't want to see what happens afterwards.
yeah. And Grindelwald, well, Grindelwald was technically the first Dark Lord, but he wasn't as I want to say he's as sadistic as Voldemort. Like Voldemort had like no care for anybody. Like like you could see that Grindelwald actually do care for his kind. I like that. And I'm pretty sure he oh yeah, Voldemort killed him.
Well, I think in the books he killed him, but in the movie he kept him alive.
Oh, really? Because I'm not 100% sure, but I think Grindelwald, whatever. I think he showed remorse. He showed like remorse where he kind of he kind of admit that what he did was wrong. They felt like right. I think he did admit that what he did back in the past, like he maybe was wrong. He shouldn't have done this. He went down a dark path. I think, and that's what happened. But yeah, then Voldemort killed him. Voldy, Nick, Voldy, and Voldemort was yeah he hated Muggles. He hated us. Yeah, Harry Potter's racist. Racist against humans.
I mean, let's be real here. That the representation for Muggles is the Dursleys.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't until Fantastic Beasts where you had a Muggle character that people loved.
Dan Fogel's character.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the baker, right? The bakery guy. Yeah, he
I
was
like
great.
that guy. He was the MVP of that whole franchise.
Yeah, yeah. Him and Gwen. What's her name? Gwen. Uh, Kin. Whatever. I forget her name. Gwen. I don't know. I think it's Gwen. Whatever. Yeah, Dan Fogel's character was amazing. I like Dan Fogel. I wish he was more stuff. I mean, do you ever see the movie where I forget what it's called, but it was the ping pong movie he starred in with Christopher Walken? Let me look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't remember.
I'll try. Maybe I'll. It's hilarious, Dan Fogel. Let me look. Let me see the movie. You ever see this movie? But I don't want discography. Studio album. He's a singer. Oh, that's not him. One guy. Okay, Dan Fogel. I'm sorry. The fuck. Okay. Basket Beast 3. Okay. Dan Fogler. Sorry. My God. That's like I couldn't find him. I said his name wrong. What's it called? Uh Balls of Fury. Have you seen? But you probably seen him from Fanboys, right? You seen Fanboys, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, Fanboys, a star. I know. I know. Degrassi seen Fanboys. You have to see Fanboys. Such a good movie. Oh my god, it's the movie where four friends take one of their four friends, and one of them it has a life threatening cancer, right? And they want to take them to Skywalker Ranch. You know where George Lucas is all the
Oh wow.
yeah, good movie. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny though.
I gotta see it now. Now that I know the plot synopsis.
Oh,
Oh, but did you hear like they announced a new Shrek film?
yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Thank you for reminding me because I had it on my list. Thank you. Let's talk Shrek. Shrek 5 is in. It's going to happen with all the cast coming back. Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, and Mike Myers, the trio, the three are coming back, and it's a possible expanding the Shrek universe more. Obviously, Puss in Boots is basically part of the universe, but they're talking about a donkey movie starring Eddie Murphy. But what do you think of Shrek 5 and possibly the donkey, Eddie Murphy getting his own spin off? What do you think?
I don't think the donkey one's needed. Maybe you can do like a series. I don't mind seeing like a series. If you do a donkey thing, maybe you could do like a origin story.
It'd be the first time an ass gets his own show.
Oh, as far as Shrek 5 goes, yeah, I'd see it. I hope it's better than the last two Shrek films. And
Oh yeah, how long has it been since the last Shrek?
Shrek Forever After came out in 2010.
Oh wow,
I haven't seen that film since it came out in theaters.
wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. Um, I don't hate Shrek the Third, but it definitely feels off compared to the first two.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
by the
mean,
way, this weekend I also have to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish for the first time.
yeah.
I heard it was great.
Yes, it did. I heard the exact same thing. I heard from
Yeah,
people
I
that it's
mean,
great.
our friend Blue Jay said it was awesome. So I'll take Blue Jay's word.
He sees like every movie there is. I'm like, I don't think he's ever missed a movie. He's probably seen like every movie that existed.
Yo, oh my goodness, like yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I was like, yo, he even saw Dungeons and Dragons. I was like, if I didn't have, if I can make the time, I'd see it, but I just can't right now.
I never played the game Dungeons and Dragons, the live action role play game. I never played it in my life. Right? You ever played it?
No,
Yeah. I know it's very popular. It's very. It looks fun. It looks fun to play, but I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who like in my circle, wherever who plays it. But I know there's some famous people that play it. I know Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, period, is a huge Dungeons
well,
and Dragons fan.
I know. Well, I wouldn't say he's in the movie talk community that much anymore, but I know Wonga still does Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons. Yeah, I think he has a Dungeons and Dragons YouTube channel. It's not really that big though.
Oh yeah. I know. I know. I think Vin Diesel's a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. Oh, you know who's a big Dungeons and Dragons fan? Joe Manganiello. Joe
Yeah,
Ma-
yeah, I know he is.
and Deborah Ann Wool is a Dungeons and Dragons fan. Karen Page, she's a Dungeons and Dragons fan. I don't know who else, but well, at least this movie is good because the other Dungeons and Dragons movie it came out like 20, 30 years ago. It was horrible. It was really bad. It's
Well, here's the thing. I like it when concepts that people don't think will do well turn out to do very well because it
Hmm.
actually tells Hollywood take more risks.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's a shame because I remember Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I felt like that was a film that took risks, and I love that movie.
Oh yeah, they're doing animated now. That
Yeah, an anime.
with the cast is coming back.
Yep. Which means Brie Larson gonna be singing again. Hello again, friend. I love her song in that film.
Good trigger Macarena.
If animated Brie Larson triggers you, then you need to join a certain Jedi at Arkham Asylum. like, like I'm sorry, but oh my,
Chris Evans. Chris
like
Evans.
I'm sorry, but like if Brie Larson's still triggering you 4 years later, like if she still lives rent free in your head 4 years later,
Yeah.
you really need help. I'm sorry. Also, Zack Snyder apparently lives rent free in her head now 3 years later.
Oh.
And it's not for the reasons most people would think. It's not even about the restore the Snyderverse. It's because like the charity stream. First of all, geeks and gamers don't even want anything to do with her anymore.
Oh yeah, that's been for. Yeah.
So like, and credit where credit's due, Jeremy moved on from that, and he was like, he still has respect for Zach, but he was kind of disappointed with how it happened. But you know what? He accepted it and he moved on from it. But yet Mecca's still talking about it. She said gross stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my. But yeah, no, the Scott Pilgrim anime. I'm very curious to see how that turns out. And this is where I think Disney needs to really keep their eyes open because look at what all these other studios are doing with their animation, TV or movies. Like DreamWorks is on a pretty good roll right now. And the fact that they're bringing Shrek back,
Yeah.
and come on, Disney, step it up. Stop giving us fast food.
Well, Disney is going to outsource some of their stuff to other studios platforms that's not Marvel, Star Wars, or Pixar, or whatever related. So whatever, like
Well, they're gonna still hold on to Avatar.
yeah,
Then I can see. I think they're gonna probably branch off some of their Fox stuff
yeah.
that they're never gonna use.
Man, I want the Craven trailer to come out already.
Oh my goodness, the Morbius of 2023.
You don't know. I just said that. You don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Morbius
crazy
2.
tweet.
Craven. I mean, the Aaron Taylor Johnson is more well liked than Jared Leto. Where's this all leading to? Do they even have a Spider-Man? That's the question.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Craven. So many comic book stuff coming out this year. It's crazy. Like, we already have like 2 comic book films that came out. We're getting 3 more DC movies, 2 more Marvel movies, 2 more, yeah, 2 more Marvel movies. Craven, if you could count the Marvel movie, but Craven, make that 6. Ninja Turtles, that's 7. That's crazy. Crazy. And don't forget 2 Marvel Disney Plus shows still supposed to come out. Maybe 3. So wow. Wow, it's crazy. And maybe Penguin. Who knows? Not Penguin come out next year. And if they do Harry Potter, they should make it like Game of Thrones, have sex and violence and blood and all that stuff.
What the hell? What the? Oh
Okay.
my. Well, if they do a Tom Riddle limited series, Tom Riddle was known for seducing, like manipulating women with
Oh,
his
I
good
could see him
look,
torturing. Yeah.
with
Oh,
his
yeah.
good looks before he turned ugly. So
How did he turn ugly in the first place?
here's the thing: when you make the Horcrux, it's basically like the
Taking
more
your.
the more you Horcruxes you make, I think the more you transform.
Oh.
It's kind of hard to explain, but basically from what I see it happening, like because like Voldemort was making Horcruxes and delving into the dark arts, a combination of it took away his good looks.
As I heard what happened, I think that something like that similar happened to Sauron in Lord of the Rings. I think if you know Sauron, his original look, he's actually quite like he looks like an elf, but he's not elf. But he actually looked like quite like intoxicating, like very beautiful, really looking really good, right? But once he got corrupted to the dark, the dark, his Dark Lord at the time, he started to change his hair color. His hair color started to change from white to black. His 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 skin started to change. Skin started to change. He became more dark. More dark. I mean, I'll be careful. He became darkness started to appear on his frame and stuff on his body once he was corrupted. So kind of somewhere like that. I don't know, Grassy. You probably could correct me on that. That's what I heard what happened to Story at the beginning. And
Yeah, basically. So I'm on like the Harry Potter Wikipedia. So I guess like as like Voldemort traveled, like he lost his handsomeness due to splitting his soul too
yeah,
many
same as
times.
Sauron.
Yeah,
Yeah, something
so
like that. Yeah. Something- Yeah. Voldemort. Voldy. You know what's so funny? I love how you watch How This Should Have Ended, that YouTube channel.
yeah.
Do you love the villain pub part when they do that? I love the
Oh
villain
yeah.
pub. Yeah, I love how Voldemort. I love how they. I love Voldemort. I love Palpatine. I love the Joker. It's like, I just love the villain pub. It's hilarious. All right. Let's see what. Oh, are you a fan of Street Fighter?
Not that familiar with it.
You ever seen the movies? There was two
No.
of them. There's two of them. I know Degrassi has seen the first one. I'm not sure she's. I know Degrassi. Have you seen the other Street Fighter movie, which Legend Chung Li? I know, obviously, you probably saw the Bison one, the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now, Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'll admit this. It's not a good movie, but it's fun in a bad kind of way. It's like it's fun. It's a bad movie, but fun. There's just bad movies that are just bad, and there's bad movies where they're fun. I classify it as that. That movie is fun in a bad way. But now Legendary, they're gonna make a live action Street Fighter movie, and Street Fighter has a huge fan base. Yeah, it's a good bad movie. Yes, Degrassi. That's basically. Now Street Fighter has a fan base, right? They're releasing the sixth game this year in June, and at one point in the early '90s, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat fighting games. It was either those two. You're either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was more violent than Street Fighter, but Street Fighter was actually, I think, it was a little bit more action arcade like than Mortal Kombat. But those are the two most popular fighting games, especially in the '90s, like especially in the early '90s. And now I hope they do it justice. Because look, you seen the Mortal Kombat movie that came out a couple years ago?
No.
Oh, you didn't see that? Oh, you never seen Mortal Kombat? Did you see any of the Mortal Kombat movies? I mean, like the first. I mean, Annihilation was terrible.
I have to watch them.
Oh, you want brace yourself for Annihilation. Then it's like that. But Degrassi, I mean, I want to know your thoughts. Are you pumped up for a Street Fighter movie? Like seriously, Legend Chung Li didn't have a bad cast. I mean, I'll say that the cast of that movie wasn't bad. It just wasn't a good movie. Okay, you got Neil McDonough was in it. Michael Clark Duncan, Robin Show. You know Robin Show, right? Liu
No.
Kang, Robin
Oh,
Show, Liu Kang. You ever see Beverly Hills Ninja?
Beverly Hills Ninja. I never even heard of it until just now.
Degrassi. You've never heard of Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley. You gotta see Beverly Hills Ninja. It's funny as hell, man. With Chris Farley. You got Chris Farley is hot. Was like, man, I wish. Chris Farley is amazing. Like you gotta see Beverly Hills Ninja. That and Tommy Boy are my favorite Chris Farley movies. Tommy Boy, you seen that, right?
No. Oh my goodness. Look, I've seen a lot of movies, but it's like there's a lot I haven't seen yet.
Ever seen any movies from the 90s?
Dude, I've seen a ton of movies from the 90s. Point Break, Pulp Fiction, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Forrest Gump, Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing
You
Amy.
know, you have to see Chris Farley movies, man.
I know it's Chris Farley movies I got. Look, I grew up on John Candy movies. I didn't grow up on Chris Farley.
Hey, I love John Candy too, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I love both. Like, I grew up on both of them. it was, tell you, both of their deaths was tragic. Both of them, because they were so damn beloved, and they died way too young. Well, Degrassi, we gotta get this guy to see Chris Farley movies, right? Right? That's gonna be our goal. When you have free time, we're gonna make you see Chris Farley movies. We're gonna make you see Tommy Boy, Beverly Hills Ninja, Black Sheep, I think it's called. What other ones? He's been in some Adam Sandler movies. Oh, Happy Madison. We got Degrassi. It's gonna be my goal to get George to see some Chris Farley movies. but Degrassi knows what Robin Show is. Liu Kang, and he wasn't. Yeah, good bad movies. That's when David Spade is his best. I personally don't think David Spade, honestly, I never found David Spade truly funny at all. That much. Have you seen any David Spade movies? Like, the only ones I've seen really was like Joe Dirt. Coneheads. Have you seen Joe Dirt?
What was the film?
Have you seen Joe Dirt with Kevin Spade?
No.
Oh, that's the only good one I've seen with Kevin Spade. Like, I don't think Kevin Spade is like. I personally don't think Kevin Spade is that funny. I don't. I know he's on Saturday Night Live. Okay, I mean when in the '90s when Chris Farley made Saturday Night Live fun to watch. Like, look, Adam Sandler could be funny at times. Mike Myers could be funny at times, but in the '90s it was just Chris Farley show. Chris Farley was the funniest cast member of SNL in the 90s, hands down. Oh, really? Oh, really? I didn't know that. But Degrassi, what do you think? What do you think? You think Chris Farley was the funniest SNL cast member in the 90s? I personally think so. Like, you know the car by the river? You know Living by Down the River? Matt Foley? Degrassi! I'm you're older than me. I'm sounding like a boomer right now.
Like, oh my goodness! Like,
oh, okay.
I feel so out of the loop on some of these.
Yeah, we We gotta get you into these guys, man. You gotta see these people, man. You gotta see Chris Farley, man. You gotta see his films. You'll laugh out loud with Chris Farley. Yeah, so it's also based on a real person from Chris Farley's town. Where Chris Farley's from in Wisconsin, right? Chris Farley's from Wisconsin. I think there was a character named. I think there was either a reverend or I think it was a reverend at a church named Matt Foley, and I think he took it from that. No. Because there's been documentaries on HBO about Chris Farley, and they interviewed the guy, Matt Foley, the real Matt Foley. But it's pretty funny. Let's see what else there is, because it's 12:10, so if there's nothing else, we're just going to end it. All right. Winfield looks good. What the hell is this? I just want to show this funny because there's nothing else. But I'm gonna end it. I just want to end it with this. I think this is funny as hell. I've never seen this till now.
Oh gosh, Wallace and Gromit. I want to see them come back. It's been a while since I've watched them.
Yeah, I used to watch the show, this movie, like back in the day. They had their TV show, then they did movies. Yeah. Oh, how's the Lakers or Jazz doing? Let me click on that. Let's check on that. We'll check on it together. Will I get in trouble for this clip? I don't know.
I have no idea.
For the win. Oh, let's see.
Troy Brown back to Austin. Now top of the key, Schroeder over to LeBron. LeBron drives to the basket, 360 spin to the rim and in.
That's nice.
All right, now you cannot allow a three here. Troy Brown back to Austin. Now top of the key, Schroeder over to LeBron. LeBron drives to the basket.
Okay, yeah, they did win. I might get hit for that.
Oh boy.
I don't care, man. It's only 10 seconds, though, right? I may get away with it for 10 seconds.
Well, I heard a report that apparently, like, the Mavs might consider shutting Luka and Kyrie down for the rest of the season. Oh my gosh! What at some point next week or within the next couple weeks, they gotta do a basketball stream and talk about the failure of the Dallas Mavericks.
More the failure of Kyrie Irving.
I mean, first of all, they've lost 42 games, so they're going to be below 500 no matter where they land up.
Mark Cuban looks like an idiot.
First of all, they let Brunson go, and look what Brunson's done for the Knicks. They're like 46 and 33. They're a top 5 team in the East.
And Julie Randle is not in the same category as Don Luka. Like,
yeah, no, like he's a good player, but he's not a transitional player.
No, that's why I think the Knicks are probably gonna be a first round exit because you don't have that superstar. And I believe in the playoffs, you kind of need that superstar to go to the next level. It's very rare in the NBA to go to advance in the playoffs without a superstar. The only team I could think of the last 20, 30 years to do it was maybe Detroit. But they had 4 really good all-stars, but not superstars, but really 4 good all-stars at the time with Billups, Hamilton, and both Wallaces. They weren't exactly like super like top 10 players, but they were still all-star caliber.
Oh wow, the Lakers right now. So the Lakers are 41 and 38. They've been on a roll.
They've been good.
I wonder how Westbrook feels about that. Like once he's been traded away, they all of a sudden are playing winning basketball. Well, and here's the other thing. So like if the Lakers stay in the 6th seed and they face off against the Kings in the first round, I think they can get past the first round.
I'm telling you, even if the Nuggets win the rest, I don't feel comfortable with seeing them advance. I see them possibly being upset in the first round, being upset by a team in the first round. I don't have faith for them. as being because usually in the NBA, the 1 and the 8, the 1 usually demolishes the 8 seed, right? Usually,
Yeah.
right? I don't see up the Nuggets. I just don't. In the East, I easily see it. I can easily see Milwaukee, Boston, and maybe Philadelphia to an extent, easy demolishing a 7th or 8th seed. In the West, I don't see it.
Well,
I can
here's
see a
the
lot of
thing.
upsets in the West. Or
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
can
even
see,
call them upsets. In the West, I wouldn't call them upsets.
I can see the Lakers
Yeah.
beating the Kings in the first round if the season ends with the Kings as the 3rd seed and the
What's
Lakers as the 6th seed.
what's working against the Kings? Experience. What do the Lakers have?
Oh, they
Despite a
got
lose,
experience.
yeah, yeah, and playoffs experience usually factors.
Oh boy, well, I tell you, Skip Bayless is going to have an interesting first round. But if the Suns and the Clippers play, because he likes to suck up to KD and Kawhi.
He did not suck up to Kawhi when he was on the Raptors.
Now it was once he became a Clipper that he started sucking him again.
Yeah, he always called him number 2 on the Raptors. I hated that. I think that's a sign of disrespect.
But I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, the Sixers beat the Celtics by 2
Yeah,
points.
yeah, I saw that before I came on.
Oh, and Embiid, wow, 52 points,
Oh wow,
13 rebounds.
It's been 4 years since Shazam came out.
Yeah. Shazam! Well, I'm going to end it here. Because I really got to sleep earlier than usual. But yeah,
Yeah,
plug
same.
yourself, George. Go ahead.
Okay, you can find me at the George. I'm probably gonna be taking the rest of the week off from doing videos. Next week I should be back to doing videos and streams. I think I'll have more time to do some more videos and streams. So stay tuned for that. I'm definitely gonna be seeing Mario next week, so I'll be doing a review on Mario. Maybe I'll do a Mario theme stream about what they can do for the future. But yeah, here's my channel.
I mean, the Rockets beat the Nuggets. Like, come on. All right. Yeah, go follow George. Subscribe to him. Thank you all for coming on. Tomorrow there's going to be a Super Mario Bros. Review. Non-spoiler will come up. I am going to do a little short coming out of the theater, telling you my thoughts about it first. Then the review will come up when I get home. The next pop episode is not going to be during tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. Most likely during Saturday. And there might be, during the weekend, there might be a couple, maybe 2 or 3, because of Star Wars Celebration. One of them is going to be reviewing Mandalorian, the next episode of Mandalorian, spoiler review. But also there's going to be a lot of Star Wars Celebration talk, trailers, announcements of movies, TV shows, whatever dropping. So there might be a couple episodes of this on the weekend. Thank you to Gracia for hanging. Thank you everybody else who hanged earlier. And yeah, so with that, like, share, subscribe, and take care, everybody.
Peace.